Back in October, the Vikings lost their last matchup against the Lions. Can Detroit do it again? Find out next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. These are his numbers from last week's contest. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They run out of the gun with Swift, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On play action, it's Brady. Out to the left, that's where the tight end Moreau is. 7 yards they pick up there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at the 40-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. On first and 10, here's Brady. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Throwing is Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty is going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. Not much there, only a yard. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because, to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. To throw is Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Now Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The kick by Lambeau is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Now Hardy on the return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held him to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Brady to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in week 5. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one. So they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. On 2nd down, Swift. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Gain of 16 yards.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. A first down throw for Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. A give. This is Cook. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Vikings.
Great job.
Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Boy, the word with Dalvin Cook is explosiveness. I'm not sure there's anybody in the league that has the acceleration that he does, and he put it to good effect there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Let's go.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or 2nd seed come playoff time.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
3rd and 2.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. Oh, look at the juke. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
40-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Brady going to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Now Brady. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Back to the running game with Swift. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll run the draw here with Swift. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core, without their number 1 wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this is where an offensive coordinator believes he can solve the problem by spreading the ball around. Because anytime you lose your number 1 guy, it's obviously a blow to your offense. But there's also an opportunity to say, hey, they can't focus on trying to stop one guy. Keep spreading it around. The last part, each one of those receivers, they believe they're the number 1 guy, and they're ready to step up.
And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make the plays? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
(10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. 2nd and 11. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. He's going to air one out. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
17, Lions 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now Hardy on the return. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. On 2nd down now. Swift, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 54 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Brady now on 1st down. And this one taken in by Cephas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
It's a gain of 11. That's another
On 1st down, Brady. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40.
That's another Detroit Lions.
Brady now to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Brady to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It's caught here by Adams. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Brady, right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
To throw, it's Brady. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Cephas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Now Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins. They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Cousins now from the 50. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Cook following the penalty. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second down at the 31-yard line.
Play action now. Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The Vikings on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Cousins here on the bootleg, going for it all. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Lambo to add on the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Now Brady. He gets this complete to Cephas. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Mike Zimmer staring down the referee. He's upset. He's going to throw out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
You're stuck with me in this booth, yes, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. 20, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Come on. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Lambo on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Taken at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Let's go. At their own 13-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now.
All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 31, Brady. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Adams. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And it's complete to Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Brady's throw taken in by Adams. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Again, it's Brady. This is caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. 7 yards, the pickup there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady looking for Hockenson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Gay is on for the point after. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So, no, I'm not mad at you for skipping halftime, but can I just have a sip of water real quick? Thank you. All right, let's go. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Here's Kirk Cousins now, the centerpiece of our player spotlight. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've got the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all, because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the huddle, on the sidelines, guaranteed he's thanking those big guys up front for keeping him safe. I have a feeling he may even buy dinner.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
Let's go! But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Cook with a run on first down, but he'll only manage a couple there before he's taken down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
On second down, it's Cook again. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Handoff comes to Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And this pass broken up. Contact well timed there. And now 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Marching back onto the field now, Devontae Adams and company getting set to go. Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. What that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage a quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. He'll find Swift out of the backfield.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for the Lions. 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 2nd and 11 now. Brady. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Brady to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing now is Brady. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Adams. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Vikings to take over. They were losers a week ago to the Bears, but they lead things here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Play fake. Cousins. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
Now Cook running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Cousins from the gun on third. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Akeem Hicks with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Some nifty running, but it only gets him to the 45. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now Brady. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Cook. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Now Cousins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about. But I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Brady now to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the... Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your cat.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
They don't want it, boys.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Brady. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. The Lions on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This will be 3rd and 6. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Matt Gay on for the field goal. A 36-yard attempt.
And Gay knocks this one through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Throwing, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
2nd and 7.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. They run it again with Cook. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 121 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. A give. This is Cook. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions 39. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. To throw is Cousins. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Lions will take over. On play action, it's Brady. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Looking back to the air on 2nd down. It's Brady. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete as well. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know? The mental focus of the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. On 2nd down, Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes, because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. Now Brady, 3rd down here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. This will go for 5 up to the 33. 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They go play action. Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Got a man, it's complete, it's Palmer. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. On play action, Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. "37 yards on the punt with no return. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. Well, the situation very simple here. Late game, down 7. They've got to get it in the end zone.
And the best players know how to be calm in these situations because you know right now his pulse is like a jackhammer. So how does he rein it in, make sure the team has a little bit of calm, coupled with that sense of urgency, got to walk that line a little bit, but get it downfield in order to score, and then put the pressure on the guy who kicks the ball because he could tie the game.
It's been a fun game. It all comes down to this. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's going to let it go again. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for Detroit.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Brady saying let's go as he'll hustle him to the line. This will be caught inside the 10. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. This will be caught at about the 6. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is now a gimme.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And out now come the Vikings. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Oh, and the tackle comes quickly. That's only going to get him a couple. The tackle there by Chris Barnes. 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cook. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. What can Cousins do in the OT? And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's